Well, I got a reprieve tonight. My camera's not working for me, but it's working for the radio, so it'll be a fine night. I can make all the faces I want to. This is K4PEW, net control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Looking for, well, let me move on here to my correct stuff that I have in front of me. If there's emergency, please call 911 if there was emergency traffic. And if you can't do that, or even if you can tell us how we can help you. Just tell us where you are and what the problem is. It can be broken. You can break in at any time. For information on the net, you can go to YouTube right now and see, well, you can see my radio. And you'll be able to hear what's going on between me and whoever's talking to me on that, and hear, listen to, and you see what the reference to what the signal is on my screen. I don't know why the camera's not working. I can't always tell. Well, I guess I should have checked, but it's not that important that they see me. Anyway, you can also go to groups.io. It's MJ at groups.indiaoscar. and that's where we have our email reminder system. It's also a place to buy and sell equipment. It's also a place you can ask technical questions in support of ham radio operations. You can send me an email at k4pew@arrl.net. Normally meets at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday night, which we've been doing for nearly maybe 11 years in a couple of weeks. We conduct the net, of course, on 146.415 FM. Simplex. Purpose of the net is to have fun, figure out what we hear and can't hear, and why we can't hear it, and how we can spend money with our ex-YL's approval, if we have to. Which we really have to. Marriage is a joint affair. You don't want to be spending money that's taking it away from other things that are important. And marriage and family life are more important than ham radio. At least to married people it is. Single people, doesn't matter. Retired people, maybe. No, it matters a lot. We invite everyone to use the net for announcements. I don't have any specific announcements other than tomorrow night's 8 p.m. net on 10 meters. So I want to jump in on that. I don't know if Mike's going to be available or not. He was not available for the C4 FM net tonight, but I'm hoping he'll be back for tomorrow night, or I can do it, or someone else. I have actually an appointment at 7 o'clock tomorrow, and it'll probably go past 8 o'clock. So somebody else may have to do the 10 meter net. Hopefully somebody can step in and do the 10 meter sideband, and it moves over to DMR, or excuse me, moves from 10 meter FM, 10 meter upper sideband, 10 meter FM, and then 10 meter C4 FM. If the net went really, no, it's probably going to break into what I got to do. Maybe I can do it. Maybe. Anyway, does anybody have any other announcements? Well, we got Carrie, K. Oh man, I forgot his call. K5 Sierra. I think that's what it is. But anyway, he's having some health problems, and you'd be praying for him, as well as Michael, who's still recovering, I believe. I haven't talked to him in a few days from spinal surgery. So keep that in mind. Anyway, does anybody else have any announcements? All right, then we'll jump in there. This is net number 1,141. We're starting from the south, but we're going to first take check-ins from, before I say that, we're going to be doing 2 meters here, and we're going to going over to 144.240 upper sideband, and then to 50.135 on 6 meters, and then on to 223.415 on C4 FM. I mean, on 223.415 FM on 223.415 on that band that nobody uses but us, apparently. Also, we had 3 good nets. I say good nets on. We had 5 on DMR, 5 on D-Star, and 7 on C4 FM, which is a nice, decent turnout. It could be higher, but that's good. It's like a normal number. Wish there was more. Maybe after 11 years there'll be a whole bunch. All right. Let's see. First time check-ins, mobile or short on time.
WY4G.
Whiskey Yankee 4 Gulf. Yeah. Yep, getting ready to take a nice long nap.
Yes, I am. Because I know by the time you'll get around to me, if I stayed on here, I'll probably be asleep and not hear you. So I'll go ahead and check in now. That way you'll have me on the roster.
Oh yeah, no big deal. I'm glad you can take the advantage that you need to sleep. I mean, I probably would go to bed at 9 or 9:30 tonight after the Nets. So because I got to get up at 2 in the morning, so it's kind of important I get to sleep. Anyway, anything else for the net, Jeff?
No, that's it. I'll just let you continue on. So talk to you next time. WY4G.
Yeah, real solid, clear signal from Jeff tonight. Whiskey Yankee 4 Golf. Anybody else short on time, mobile or first time chickens? I heard a little squelch break. Okay, I can tell there's somebody there, but I don't know. I can't hear what it is. Anybody copy that? I'm still not copying. I'd only guess who that is.
Wes.
Oh, it's Wes. All right, Wes. Okay. Very good. Where the heck is Wes? That he's got such a bad signal.
He's portable on an HT in Lebanon.
Aha! No wonder. But you get all his big gear confiscated?
Paulie said it, he's pedaling as hard as he can to make the signal, so don't be laughing at his poor little radio.
Yeah, they must have confiscated his rats, too.
I don't know, he didn't say that. I'm just making that up. Sorry about that, Wes. I just had to stir trouble. KG4MIZ.
All right, very good, Wes. I can't tell it's you, but you're really, really bad signal on that HT. That was Wes in Possum Town. And his name his call escapes me for the moment. It's just funny how KE4TWI. That's what it is. Kilo Echo 4, Tango Whiskey India. Anybody else? Short on time. Short on time. Mobile or first time checking. All right, very good. Anybody else on any of those three? Then we're going to move right on to, we're starting in the south, so please come now.
KF4, KFQ.
Yeah, good signal there tonight, Tony. Anything good for the net?
Not a blessed thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you took those pictures of the Union Station, man. I've never been in there. That's beautiful.
Well, there you go. And, it's like if you read what I wrote, I ain't been in there in 50 years.
Yeah, man, 50 years ago, it didn't look that good, did it?
Not that good, no, but it was very impressive. I mean, it's, a very Romanesque looking building with lots of stone work and stuff like that. That building was put together to last, considering it's sitting astride a active earth fault right there.
I rarely notice, I don't get downtown that often, but I also notice the train tracks are still right beside it.
Yeah, and trains come through there.
Yeah, but it's not you said the last passenger train was, what, 25, 30 years ago?
Yeah, a passenger train. You don't, piggyback trains, they don't necessarily need to stop at the depot.
No, that's for sure. But it sure is impressive, those old buildings. They just don't, we can't afford to build them like that anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, we'll take the XYL down there for dinner. They got several good restaurants in there.
Oh, there's several in the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to give that a shot. What's the parking? $50?
We parked in the Frisk Art Museum parking lot, which is just right next door. And we were down there about 4 hours, and I think it ran us about $40.
Oh, really? Now, that's the one that's parking behind the Frisk Museum, right?
That is correct.
Okay, because I've been in the Frisk Museum. That's a real nice place as well.
There you go. And your XYO will know it as it used to be the Central Post Office.
Yeah, and you know what's funny is every single town of any size had an impressive post office, built in the older style.
Yep, it's called WPA buildings.
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, anything else for the net, Tony?
That's it. The people are waiting. KF4, KFQ.
All right, that was Tony, KF4, KFQ in Smyrna. Who else is south? I assume that's Larry. Am I hearing that right? Okay, I'm taking that as a yes, because I can hear the voice kinda, and that's a really scratchy voice. Anyway, appreciate you being in there, Larry. And if it's not you, I'm sorry. It's Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor in Rockville. Who else is south?
KN4TJF.
Hold on one second. I heard Rick in there. KN4TJF, correct?
That is correct, Paul.
Hey, give me an update on Michael, man. I didn't hear from him today.
Well, they've been doing rehab. He's had some problems with his knee, and he didn't get to go home on Friday like they thought, so we're just kind of waiting to see what they're going to do once he gets a little stronger. They had a little piece of bone behind his hardware in his knee.
So he did have a bone in his leg.
Yeah, he does. But this one is in the wrong place.
Ah, okay, very good. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that it's getting better anyway, because that was, he told me it was painful in that knee, and it didn't sound like fun.
Yeah, right. And he also had some vertigo there on Thursday, and some very nauseous episodes, and so they had to give him some kind of antibiotic in his IV. So I haven't got to go see him, unfortunately. I'm learning this through my sister, so if I learn anything else, I'll let you know, man. Thank you, Paul, for what you do.
All right. appreciate it. Yeah, we need it. Just that if it goes on too long, just let me know and we'll do a jailbreak.
There you go, man. We'll go rescue him.
Yeah, very good. That was Rick. Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot. That's Michael's brother. His younger brother, I might say. Who else is south? Wow, your signal. Are you like an ultra low power, David? Man, the conditions are horrible. I don't even know where you are because you normally sound so much better than this. I can hear. I know it's you in the voice, but I can't hear much of what you're saying.
Okay, I was testing out my 5-watt power, so you better hear me on 5 watts. That's 20 watts.
Okay, very good. Well, as you know, 5 watts isn't necessarily 5 watts after it runs up your feed line, you know?
Oh, that's right. This Inwood says it's putting out 5 watts, but who knows? I'm going to boost it up. How's the signal right there?
Yeah, no, I got full copy on you. It's a little, it's a little rough, but easy copy.
Okay, that was at 20 watts, and this is now at 50 watts. Did that make a big difference? Did it boost it up?
Not a huge difference, but it's enough to, it's a little more pleasurable.
Okay, just testing out the radio, and thank you, Mr. Paul, for what you do. 7-3 to everybody on this net.
Very good. That's David. He is in Reedyville. Kilo India 4 November, Delta November, testing out 5 watts, just trying to mess with my brain and my hearing. I thought he was in really bad conditions or something, or he was farther away, which he sometimes does. Anyway, that was David, KI4 NDN, Reedyville, about 35 miles southeast of me. Who else is south? Over to the east, Kevin.
And for RTR.
November 4 Romeo, Tango Romeo. How are you doing tonight?
It has been an uneventful week, so that means it's a good week. Hope everyone else's has been just as good.
Well, non-eventful weeks can be very troubling, can't they? Sometimes exciting.
In my in my line of work, uneventful is good. That's all I'll say.
Oh, I understand. I've been there, and any week. Well, I'm not a flyer, but I've always enjoyed that statement that says any landing you walk away from is a good landing, and any week that goes on without an accident or injury is a good week.
Absolutely. Now, I think I may have spoken a little bit too soon. Late yesterday, I had a call. My technician had a transmission or lifter blow up in his truck, so I had to call into the tow truck to have his truck basically towed back to the office. But we have a couple of more spare ones at the office, so come Monday he'll be able to have something to get into his job site. So it could have been a whole lot worse.
Yeah, I agree. But at least nobody's hurt, you know.
Absolutely. It could always be worse. It's just one of those things where you just manage the stress that life gives you at that point.
Yeah, well, when I worked construction many moons ago, I hurt myself several times. Nothing real serious, just stuff, And some of the things you get hurt with, they're just cuts and bruises and whacks and just all kinds of weird little accidents that leave you in pain for a few days. But and you're young and you put up with it.
Absolutely. That's where I'm kind of being the mediator between all of the 5 people I'm in charge of. Everyone has a truck. They're going to their little job sites, sampling the concrete, doing the earthwork. It is what it is. But no, it's been a fairly quiet weekend. And other than that, that's about all I know.
Well, quiet also means that everything went well in how the layout was done properly and the stuff got done properly.
If no one's complaining, I think we're doing okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very good. Anything else for the net, Mike?
No, just a hearty, good 7-3s to everybody within earshot.
Very good. That's Mike, and he's over in Lebanon area. I don't know exactly where it is, but by the way, I noticed on your QRZ page, you're still listed in another state, so you're really coming in good.
Yes, that's on me. My official QRZ is Michael W. McKay, even though I go by my middle name, Wes. And I still probably have my address as Madison, Alabama, but yeah, I'm on the west end of Lebanon up here.
Yeah, I had to look it up because I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I couldn't remember your first name. I said Michael, no, but that doesn't sound right.
All good, all good. Eventually, hopefully I'll be known as the other West in perpetuity here.
Oh yeah, very good. Well, I appreciate you being there, Wes, and I apologize for not remembering your the name you'd like to be called. I don't get an option like that unless I had a nickname, which I don't. Well, I guess some people have, but it's probably not reproducible here. That was Wes. He's November 4 Romeo Tango Romeo, and he is in over in Lebanon. Not, if you look him up, he's not in Madison, Alabama. Who else is east?
Kilo India 4 Sierra India Bravo, Kilo India 4 Sierra Oscar Romeo. Good evening, Paul.
Hey, it was good to see you at breakfast this morning.
Good to be there, and I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm just going to jump in here and say hello and 7-3 to everybody, and y'all take care. I'll let you when I can. I'll get out of your way. 7-3 KI4SIB. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That was Richard and Stethany, his bride, KI4SIB and KI4SOR over in Lebanon. Who else is east? Kevin, call in here, man. You're from the east.
I was sitting here watching a video, Paul. Damn sorry about that, my friend. I apologize. KG4MZ.
Must have been a good video.
No, I just get sidetracked sometimes. I was listening to you in one ear and out the other, and went listening to a video, and hell, ain't no telling. I might have been doing something other than that too, drinking a drink, and hell, I ain't no telling. But for the most part, ain't nothing going on over here. Just hanging out and trying to stay out of trouble. Didn't do anything today. Had to stay in the house most of the day. It stayed rainy. It didn't rain real hard. It was just aggravating rain. Kind of just drizzly rain and whatnot. It finally cleared up this afternoon. I guess it cleared up about the same time over there where you're at. And the moon's out. I'm looking at the cameras. Ain't nothing going on over here. I tell you, Paul, I've just been sidetracked so many times here lately. I get to doing one thing and forget about what I'm doing and get totally lost.
It happens to me almost every day. I get consumed with something, and then that's why in my phone I put all reminders about what time I'm supposed to be doing. Now, it's not a whole bunch of things, but things I have to do. It's timed out, so I do it, because otherwise I get zoned out on something, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. I tell you, I certainly know. I've been there. I'm experienced it just now. Well, I don't want to tie you up. There's not a whole lot going on over here. Just same old stuff, different day. Just trying to stay out of trouble and do my part around the house.
Yeah, very good. Everything's working out in the new digs over there?
Yeah, man, it could be. Of course it could be better, and, of course it could be worse.
Well, we could be living in the Taj Mahal, but that ain't happening.
No, not for me anyways. I tell you, I wouldn't know how to keep the place clean anyways. I'm already busy enough over here staying on my toes. I feel like I'm tap dancing all the time around here, doing something, but that may be just the way I do things. But if I had a Taj Mahal to clean, I wouldn't. I'd never no time. I would never have nothing else to do. I'd just be doing that.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's funny I'm sure when you grew up, you're probably like me. I had limited stuff. I really did have limited stuff. We weren't necessarily really poor, but it was limited. We lived in a small house, a small lot, and I didn't know the difference. But as you start growing up and having a life of your own, you still keep seeming to want bigger stuff and more of it, and there's just more crap to take care of.
In a way, I think that's about true too, because that's about true. I tell you, you just want more and more and more, and eventually you end up like me with 3 sheds full of stuff and a house full of stuff. I'm telling you, man, we need to get rid of a bunch of this mess. But we were supposed to do that this weekend. Me and Lisa, we were going to go out there and clean out one of them sheds and try to get it all straightened out. She's looking for some Halloween gear, whatever, Halloween digs and whatnot. I guess paint the house up, Halloweeny. Halloweeny. And, so it rained, so we didn't get to be able to do anything like that today. So maybe next week, I guess, or maybe tomorrow. Heck, there ain't no telling.
you know, I think you know where I live. I live behind the Chrysler dealer, just a full block, about a big block behind the Chrysler dealer, and it's a dead end street which has about 40 homes. And I've been here for since 2012, so this is my 13th Halloween here. We've never had one child come to the door.
That's funny you should say that. When we lived in town, we had a few people live when we lived on Main Street over there. It was, had a few people come in, but it was few and far between. 3, 4, 5 people was probably the max at any given Halloween. And the years that we lived over there forever there by the college, man, I tell you what, we lived there for 3 years or 4 years or so, something like that. And at the end of the year, the last year we lived there we had the Halloween, and man, I tell you, we had a whole bunch. Must have been about 12 kids come up. That was an exceptional year that year. I never saw so many kids. I didn't think there was any kids out there anymore.
Well, now kids are afraid to go. I mean, the parents are afraid to have the kids go. Well, I mean, we used to run around like we were just released from prison, running around house to house looking for candy.
Oh yeah, the hell, right across yards, tripping over fences, tripping dogs, and man, fighting each other. Get to the front door first.
Oh yeah, pushing people out of the way, man. Get out of here, my porch.
That's right. Well, let me get out of your way. I don't want to bring back memories. We'll stay here for the rest of the night, and you won't get nothing done. We'll talk to you in a little bit, Paul. KG4MIZ.
All right, Kevin, good to hear from you. That's Kevin over in Smith County. He is still labeled with a Lebanon address, though. That's Kilo Golf 4 Mike India Zulu. Who else is east? Over to the north.
KG4 Joanne.
Hey, I was listening when you were talking about me earlier.
Was he?
No, I was listening. I was listening when you were talking about GMRS and working on Simplex.
Yeah, I figured you'd come in there.
No, all I had was my HT here inside the house, and I don't think it's going to make that machine up there.
Oh, okay.
No, but did I tell you I got that? I finally got it working. It took me, I think I spent 4 hours getting it. I bought the, I think you know which one I'm talking about. It's that Radiodity GM30 Pro. You don't know which one that is?
Okay, that's good.
No, it seems like a decent radio, and it took me a while to figure it out. I just couldn't. It didn't make sense to me how to program it. I mean, I knew how to program it, but it wouldn't do what I was asking it to do, and I didn't know why it wasn't doing what I was asking it to do. It's one of those that, when you hit the one button, it's supposed to transfer to go from VFO to memory, and it just kept staying in VFO no matter what I did. It was driving me crazy.
I know it. Them Chinese radios, they program weird.
Well, I finally got it figured. It's working, and I'm not going to change a damn thing now, just because I don't want to lose it.
I hear you. I know.
I hear somebody else in there. Is somebody bugging us?
Yeah. All right, I'll catch you on the next one as long as I don't fall asleep.
All right, Danny. Well, we'll move right along now. We want to keep you awake. That was Danny, Kilo Delta 4 Golf Oscar November in Station Camp. Who else was in there?
Kilo Quebec 4 Oscar Mike India.
Hey, Daniel. Good to see you this morning.
Yeah, good to be there. And for a side note, when you're on the digital bands, it helps if you're on the right frequency. You really can't get it when you're on the right frequency.
And you know that why?
I don't know. It's like, where is everybody?
I've done it. I've called the net starting out on, not on this frequency. I go, man, there's nobody out there. And holy crap, I'm on the wrong frequency.
Yeah, 46415 does not work on the C4 FM. I tell you that.
No, I've. It's a little embarrassing, really, because you figure you'd know it after. I mean, this is our 11th year doing it. And I don't screw up too many times, but I'm getting old. I got an excuse.
Yeah, my same excuse. I'll use that one.
Well, I'm telling you, as it is, I have learned as I grew older into the 70s here, to 76 this year, already. And I have words that escape me. I have things I should know. In ham radio, if I hear people regularly, I usually can remember their call. But there's times where I just go, huh, how come I don't remember that call? I've been talking to him for 10 years. You think I'd remember that? But it's just, it eventually comes to me. It's kind of, it's frustrating. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, as far as the call signs, I write them down because I can't remember people's names, much less their call sign. Actually, call signs are easy to remember than names, I think.
Yes and no. I mean, if I hear somebody for a long time, it's no big. I've been talking to Wes for I don't know how many years, and when he checked in from there in Possum Town, he was on his HT. I could not think what his call was, and it's funny because I've talked to him hundreds of times. It just seems funny when you forget something that should be so obvious.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Anyways, good having breakfast there for what was there, 5 of us there, so that's not too bad.
No, it's always good. It wouldn't matter if there were 2 of us. No, it doesn't matter to me. It's just fun getting together with other people and getting out of the house for a couple hours and having a decent meal. I normally don't have eating that meal today. And I didn't eat a lot, but I actually skipped dinner and lunch. I might have a little tiny snack at lunch, and then I usually just have a glass of milk for dinner, and that's it because it's too much food. I'm not active enough to chew up that many calories in one day.
Yeah, I like the $13.71 dues too.
Yeah, that's right. Although it adds up. I mean, when you add up 52 of those, it adds up to a few bucks, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Only thing that made me upset is the first time I went up there, and I was getting breakfast and coffee. They gave me the senior discount without even asking. I figured they should have asked at least.
Yeah, well, when you're 18, everybody looks like they're a senior.
Yeah. I guess I got the old gray beard to go along with it, so I guess I have nothing to complain about.
Yeah. Although I got a nice compliment when I flew out in April, and I told a guy at the airport, the security is going through the thing there, and I said, listen, I understand I don't have to take off my shoes if I'm 75. He goes, yeah, that's right. I said, well, he saw my ID, and he goes, okay, fine. And the guy behind me, probably a guy in his 40s, I guess, he looks at me, he goes, man, you don't look 75. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter what I look like. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that'll work. So I'd use that any chance I'd have.
Yeah, no, it's nice to hear somebody say that, but again, it's kind of like when I weighed around 290, and somebody goes, you weigh how much? I said 290, and I go, man, you don't look it. I go, yeah, but you don't have to carry it around, man. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a nice thing too, because I'm 6'1", so when you weigh a little over 200, everybody's, what do you mean you weigh 200? Well, got a big old frame to stack it on.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I don't weigh that much anymore because I think it would shorten my life considerably.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Anything else, Daniel?
No, appreciate you doing that. Try to get on the next one if I can remember the frequency.
It's 144-240 upper sideband. 144-240.
Roger. Thank you for saying that, because otherwise I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it was Daniel, Kilo, Quebec 4, Oscar, Mike, India, and he's in Hendersonville. And again, good signal. I always get great signals out of Hendersonville. Who else is north?
Kilo, Delta 4, Charlie, Victor, Echo.
You have a less quality in your signal than Daniel does, but I don't know why. Because you should have just as good a signal. Because it's got a little hash in there. It's a little light.
Well, you sound like a sissy to me.
Okay. Yeah, that won't be. I don't know if I've heard that before, but since I was about 7, maybe. But anyway, why do you say that? It sounded like a bad signal.
You sound like you were dissing me.
No, not really. It's just your signal. His was pretty sharp. Daniel's signal was pretty sharp, and I know he's about the same distance, I think, as you are. So anyway, you sound good.
No problem, old guy.
That's right. Well, I am. I can't begrudge the issue on old, man. I'm just glad I can still get out of bed and get around pretty good. And I know because my dad was in not good shape when he was 76 years old. He was smoked his whole life and drank the last 15 years of his life pretty strongly, and he could barely get around the block.
There was a lot of smoking going on back then. I was looking on YouTube yesterday of actors who were in their 40s, way back in the 70s. Who look like people who are in their 80s now. So it's a whole different lifestyle and whatnot. So yeah, but I've got the PID radio version of that GMRS you have. I've got the TDH5. They're nice.
Yeah, no, it's a nice radio. It's also got the FM radio, and it also, I haven't put any of the air bands in it though, but it does have the weather bands and stuff. It's just a nicely built radio.
Yeah, I have the Pro version like you have has the air band. I think mine has air, but they're usually rarely are they any good. But hopefully it'll be good if you like listening to it. You get enough traffic out your way, it probably sound all right.
Well, when you say air band, I'm pretty sure I have programs in a couple of radios that have the like the BNA tower and then the ground and then let's see, BNA tower ground. I forget what the other one is. So you can hear. I hear the traffic that's coming in from airplanes, but I don't listen to it much because it's not that exciting.
Yeah, the cheap Chinese radios, the SOC, they call them the Surface. It's a system on a chip. They will do this weird, where it's not really converting it to AM, and it can be gibberish.
I haven't had any. I didn't have any problems when Enlist had it on, like on my Bowfang, that 8-watt Bowfang I bought 10 years ago. It doesn't seem to have any problems with that though.
Very cool. Yeah, it varies.
Yeah, I'm sure it does vary. Can you imagine how much chips and components and boards get pumped out of those factories in China for all these radios, for all over the world? It's unbelievable.
Even with the supposed tariffs, they're $16. You can get you a Bowfang for $16 right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, you're getting now. And my reference point is always the first handheld. In fact, it was the first radio I bought. Was that Kenwood THF 6A, which I spent. It was $315 or $20, something like that, plus the bigger battery and the antenna. And I'm not sure what. And that was close to $400 for a handheld. And I can get a pretty good one, almost as good as that one, for $40.
We spent like $40 at Kentucky Fried Chicken today.
I know, it's crazy. It is crazy. I stopped in when I stopped in at McDonald's when I was down in Tampa. I stopped in McDonald's and it was just a double. It was a double cheeseburger and a shake. It was $18.
Nice.
Anyway, it's a never-ending battle, man. And again, of course I'm a little bit older than you, but I remember when McDonald's first hit the streets and where I lived in Western New York. There it was. The burgers were 15 cents. I was trying how hard that shouldn't be hard to remember because that was their big selling point. 15-cent hamburgers, and you could get a hamburger, a shake, and fries for I don't remember how much, 80 cents. I forget.
Yeah, I think we had something called Henry's Burgers that had 15 cents right on the sign.
Okay, you better correct that because their selling point was Henry's. We also had a Henry's. I don't think it would have been different, but it could have been. They were 13-cent burgers. That beat out McDonald's.
There we go. I knew I remembered something. I was really young.
Oh yeah, because those, my gosh, early '60s maybe.
Yeah, this would have been mid-60s. My uncles used to love to stop there, and we'd grab some.
But Henry's did not make it though. McDonald's beat them all.
Yeah, and then they also had Burger Queen was another one.
Yeah, and then Love's, if you remember them.
What's it?
LUVS, I believe was the name of it.
Nope.
Yeah, Burger Queen was another one. You're right, and that was another one that didn't make it. And sometimes I think Burger King is not making it either but they're remodeling all their stores now.
Yeah, you got to know which Burger King to go to because some of them it really depends on the franchisee. I think. Yeah, some of them are good, some of them aren't.
Well, Burger King, the one that remodeled up on Lebanon Road here in Mount Juliet, they went to a fully automated. You walk up to a kiosk and you order your stuff kiosk, and then they bring the crap out to you.
There you go. You got to get the AI going and get the employees out of there.
Did you hear me talking about the cafeteria there with all the cameras?
No.
Okay, make it. I'll send it out to the group on. I'll have to send it out to my Dropbox or something. But it's a self-service cafeteria in a hospital. There's nobody there. It's all the food's available, all the drinks are available, everything that's in there is available. but it has like 100 cameras in the ceiling, and you have to just use your debit card or credit card as you walk through the gate to get in. Or if you're an employee, just use your employee card, and they bill you. But you don't have to scan anything. You just grab the food you want, you walk out, and somehow they're keeping track of it.
Yeah, crazy.
No, really, it has 100 cameras in the ceiling. At least 100. I'll show you the video. I was astounded.
I got a room with 100 cameras in the ceiling.
Is that the one in the basement? The dungeon?
Yep.
All right. Anything else, Greg?
Yeah. I was going to say, I can remember when, for internet and e-filing your taxes, you could, if you were filing at the very last moment, you had to go downtown, and they had people just grabbing your envelope and postmarking them right there on the spot, just before midnight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we used to do that as well. I used to be, and my wife says, why do you do that? I said, I get to meet all my old friends, right? Standing in line. But said they did it with a car line, though. There was like 150 cars in line waiting to just hand the guy the envelope.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was a car line.
Yeah, anyway, not the good old days, okay? Just not. Anyway, that was Greg, Kilo Delta 4, Charlie Victor Echo, in Hendersonville. Who else is north?
WV0NOO.
Yeah, you can remember when you just had to tell people about your taxes. You didn't have to turn in paper.
Yeah, well, I've been in that line down in front of the main post office down on Broadway. Did that quite a few times, actually, when it was still a post office, before it was the Fritz Center. But that was out of necessity. I could never scrape up enough money until the last minute.
Oh, I'm with you. That must have been a pretty busy area, being that it's downtown.
Oh, it was. It was a zoo down there. It was a party atmosphere. And they had a guy out there, you just kind of, they had like a little cutoff of Broadway where you could kind of like pull in closer to the building. And a couple of guys would stand there, and they had mail bags out on the sidewalk, and they'd take your package, and off you'd go.
Yeah, that's the good old days. I guess they don't do that anymore, I'm sure.
No. I don't use stamps anymore.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was going to say, oh yeah, the other thing is that I used to do the same thing with Christmas shopping, like for the XYL at the time. It was some years ago, and my wife said, "Why do you wait until Christmas Eve to go shopping?" I said, "Because all my friends are there at the same time."
Oh yeah. Yeah, another thing we did. You'd go down on Broadway, and there was a service merchandise store down there. So you could phone in your order get your catalog. You phone in your order, and then you could swing by there and pick it up.
Oh, wow. You know what I remember about service merchandise? You remember going to the counter when you were in the store and you ordered the stuff, and the guy would bring it out later?
Oh, yeah. That's the way they did it.
Do you remember the size of that stinking register there? It looked like it weighed 500 pounds.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but probably did. And they were a busy store for a while.
Yeah, them and green stamps bit the dust, didn't they?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I have a desk that was my parents' desk, and it had a mat that had been put down in the bottom of the drawer. And a few years ago, I was kind of rattling around looking through it, raised the mat up and found some green stamps.
Well, I'm not even sure those are collector's items.
No, I'm sure they're not. There were billions of those things made.
Yeah, I remember the books very well. My mother collected those things. Just the things we used to do just seem so silly now. Anyway, anything else for the net, Mark?
Nope, not a thing. Thanks for doing it. Carry on. WB0NOO.
Yep, that's Mark. He's in Northwest Wilson. Whiskey Bravo 0, November, Oscar up by the lake on the beach. Who else is north?
KN4 ERI.
just got a booming signal as always, Eric.
Appreciate it. Antennas are still up there. All good.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have. Did you get a whole bunch of pictures of your new grandchild?
Yeah, I got some, and it's great to get pictures of my son with his new daughter. That's always great. So, but yeah, the daughter's doing great.
Yeah, that's great. Like I said, when I worked at that women's hospital, I saw it was so. Actually, after a while, it was boring. I saw so many babies in the nursery, and then in the intensive care nursery as well, and everybody's oohing and ahhing at the babies all the time. The whole gallery of people staring at the babies. It was because people love doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's for sure. At least you don't get around babies all the time. For me, it was 20-some years ago when we had a baby. So it's been a little while, but definitely all good there. And it's awesome. She got her first piece of mail today. I think it was a Social Security card or something. So that was cool to see that.
Oh, already a Social Security card?
I think so. I think it was something from the account. My son lives on the property in the guest house, and so the mail comes here. But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow, very good. Anything else for the net, Eric?
I was going to get Kerry's call sign. I wanted to either give him a call or give him a little email shout out, and maybe I get his call sign. I could probably look it up on QRZ, or if you put it in an email, I can get it.
I believe it's KK5S.
KK5
Sierra.
Shot?
Sierra.
Kilo 5 Sierra. Okay, cool. I'll look that up.
Yeah, and it's Carey, Kerry Smith.
Yeah, awesome. I'd love to give him a little shout out and give him a little words of encouragement. Hopefully he can start doing better.
Oh, yeah. I don't know his status. He hasn't said, but yeah, I should do the same thing. Well, very good. Nothing else?
Nope, that's it. I'll let you carry on. Appreciate you doing the net.
All righty. That was Eric, K on the 4, E-R-I in Goodlettsville. Who else is north? That's the end of north.
KE4TWI on a better antenna.
Oh, man, unbelievably better antenna. I can tell it's you. I could just barely make out your voice on second or third transmission.
Yeah, we were over at a friend's house, kind of on the east side of town, so, and I barely had you, so. All right, I wanted to officially check in. I can check that box. KE4TWI.
Very good. Appreciate that, Wes. His second check-in, Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India, but his first one was pretty weak. Who else is north or west?
4 DJT.
Hello, Don. What's up?
Oh, just hanging out like a hair and a biscuit out here. Chilling, relaxing, not doing much tonight. I did want to say that guy out in Reedville, man, he had a better sleep than you. He was like S8, S9 almost, booming. That's like over a 60-mile trip.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Was that good? You didn't hear him on the 5 watts, though, did you?
Yeah, I heard him on the 5 watts.
Wow. But he wasn't 60 over on 5 watts, I'm sure.
No, but he still had a great signal. I mean, it was one of the loudest ones I've heard tonight.
Must be a good path.
And then the other thing I got is the Christmas shopping on Christmas Eve. When I used to do that before Amazon, I would go on a hunting expedition before Black Friday, sometime in October, in early November, and I would see what I was going to get, and then Christmas Eve, I'd just go in and get it all, and sometimes I'd get a heck of a deal, and there's nobody else in the store.
Oh, yeah, yeah. No, I was always terrible, but Amazon makes it so easy now, and so did some of the other outlets, you know.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been in a mall, and I couldn't even tell you when. Probably more than 10 years.
Yeah, well, it's like I tell people, and I'm sure you already know this, malls are not built for men, okay?
No, they're not. And I don't know if I could walk one anymore either, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I agree. But again, enclosed malls are a thing of the past, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's places where they're still going. I went up to Pennsylvania for Labor Day weekend, saw my family, and fun trip, quickie, and I went to the outlets, and that's like an outdoor mall kind of thing, like what they got over in like the Mount Juliet thing there. But did that for a little bit, and then I thought about going to the King of Prussia Mall, which is like ginormous. I'm like, I'm not walking that mall. Yeah, you got to be out of your mind. It's got to be like 5 miles.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. It really. I did some work in a mall many moons ago, a couple of times. And man, what a pain in the neck that was.
Yeah, no. I did retail once, and that was enough.
Yeah. Anything else good going on?
Nah, it's my brother was hanging out. Gonna enjoy the rest of my weekend and figure out what trouble I want to get into this coming week. Looks like we're gonna have some nice weather, maybe. So maybe I'll do something outside. We'll see how it goes. Have a great one, brother. We'll holler at you. All the best. Everything for you. Word EJT.
Yeah, very good. That's Don and Bon Aqua with a really nice signal. November 4 Delta, Juliet Tango. Who else is west?
KG4 LV.
Yeah, very good. See, we're laying back there, Jack.
Yeah, I've been laying back watching some college football and enjoying listening to the net.
What's going on in college football? Vanderbilt?
No, I've watched so many games. I get my teams mixed up here, but Michigan and Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. Two big ones.
Well, Oklahoma's kicking their butt.
I got to kick it seems to me that Michigan has a stadium that seats over 100,000, maybe, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, I think they do have a big one.
Man, it's hard to believe. I mean, there are football stadiums, NFL stadiums that aren't 100,000.
Well, Neyland Stadium probably holds that much.
Which one is that?
Knoxville.
Oh, really? Yeah, I'm guessing it does. Yeah, I think the University of Tennessee, Florida had a similar thing, but I don't remember what the seating was.
Well, anyway, thanks for doing the net. I'll let somebody else check in, and it was good seeing everybody at breakfast this morning. KG4 LV.
Yeah, very good. That was Jack. Kilo Golf 4 and Lima Victor in Donaldson. Who else is west?
KO4 OTV.
Hello, Mr. Joel. Another good signal.
Man, I tell you, all the modes have sounded good so far tonight.
Well, I was surprised. That was the first time I really couldn't hear Larry on C4 FM. I mean, on the D-Star.
That's amazing that I could hear him because I'm substantially farther away.
Well, again, just it's not explainable, you know. There's the frequency gods get us, you know.
Yeah, the new antenna.
No, it's just amazing, really, how it can change so dramatically. And I've mentioned this before, but I have people tell me that didn't do hardly any simplex at all. It was mostly repeaters. And then they get on this and that, and they go, I never knew the conditions affected this so much.
Oh, they'll change, I mean, within the next person checking in.
Yeah, no, it's really it surprised me as well when I how it. And again, you're not by using repeaters. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but you just don't think about conditions of using repeaters because it's always the same.
Yeah, pretty much. The only time now I've had some thunderstorms come through and make some repeaters, break off a little noise from time to time, and I've had Short Mountain. I remember, I think it was in 22, they had a big storm come through there, and ever since those storms came through, that thing has been throwing off a little bit of static about when I have my squelch about half open.
Yeah, yeah, it's funny how especially those big repeater systems that are up off the ground, like at Short Mountain. They get such a good signal over probably 100 miles easy.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, I'm 100 miles. I'm 98.6 miles or something like that from there, and yeah, I think it's right at 100 miles, and I can sit there and talk on it all day on 5 watts.
Yeah, well, I've had people over the last 20 years. They go, man, I was such and such a place, and I could hit the repeater, and they give me a distance, 75, 80 miles. I go, and they'll be, bragging, so to speak, about their antenna, and I go, you do realize that antenna is at 1,000 feet, right, on that repeater?
Yeah, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it really doesn't matter how much power you have. I mean, most of the time when I'm mobile nowadays in my work truck, I talk on 2 watts, and I have a Diamond NR 770, which puts about, I think, 3 dB a gain out. And I'll be honest, man, it does fantastic.
Oh, yeah. Again, repeaters don't need much,
No, not at all. which I've got a real sweet antenna now that I just bought recently. It's a Comet 2X4 CA or something like that, and it's 40 inches 5/8 wave, and it's fantastic as well.
Yeah, it's amazing what a good antenna will do versus like on a handy-talkie rubber duck, you know.
Oh yeah, and I have an NMO mounted mag mount on top of the van, and it's, the little van is it's right in the center of it, so it makes an excellent ground plane.
Oh yeah, it's no, it's all good. I mean, if you're getting a good signal to someplace, it just makes you feel good, you know.
Yeah, if I was doing Simplex, which I'm mobile all the time, Simplex really doesn't do good unless I'm, mostly riding above valley.
Right. It doesn't make Simplex at mobile it's a little rough trying to talk to people. I think I told you that time I was going through, I don't know where it was, Cincinnati, or I don't know where it was, and I threw out my call on 5.2, and this guy gets in there. He goes, "Hey, you just," he knew it wasn't a 4 call. It was a 4 call, and he goes, and then he tells, "Hey, you're that guy who has those ham radio videos." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Wow, what's the chance of me catching you going through town?"
Oh, how neat was that?
Oh, it's probably he wrote it down in his diary that day.
Yeah, I tell you, that's pretty cool, man. That people know you that far out.
Oh, again, he just recognized the call. It was a different call then. That was when I had the NA4ZI call, I believe.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, that call got a lot of attention. NA4ZI.
Oh, I didn't know that was your old call sign.
Yeah, well, my original one assigned was a KI4. Shoot, I forgot what it was. KI4 KIZ KI4. I think that's what it was. And then I changed it to NA4ZI. I was in Florida, and then I moved to New York, and then so it became NA2ZI. And then I moved to Tennessee. Then it became back to NA4ZI. Then my wife says, "I think you need to get rid of that Nazi call."
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, I caught some flack on the air about it sometimes. I had a good argument with a guy up in Massachusetts who thought I was a racist, anti-Semite, or a Nazi sympathizer or something.
I'll be honest, it never even crossed my mind as you were saying it, but as soon as you said it, I could see it.
Yeah, it's a little confrontational. Then you didn't know I'll quickly say it. The ship I was on was built in 1945. March, it got commissioned at 45. World War II was still going on. And then again, it was still 4 years before I was born, so I didn't know any of this. At that time, I didn't. And so, but that ship on sequential calls issued for the ship's call signs, that one got NAZI. While we were still fighting Germany, my ship's call remained for its 38 years of life, Nazi.
I see. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, it really stood, and that was I told that joke. That's not a joke. I mean, it was funny to me. When I first reported to the ship, I didn't know crap about anything. You're just such a boot when you go into a ship you've never been on before. And I was walking down this one passageway, and I'm going by. I didn't know where I was. And there's this door, just a regular metal door, because all the doors are metal. There are also hatches that are made of really heavy metal. This was just a door, a metal door, and I didn't know what it was. Didn't matter. I just saw these big letters, 4 letters, NAZI on the door. And I kept walking because I had something to do. And NAZI. I said, "Is it possible there's a Nazi club on this ship?"
And there may have been.
No, there wasn't one. No, that was in 1969. No, it wasn't. Everybody just took it for granted. You know what it was. It was that way for the entire 1945 onward. That was the call.
So did you have to take a test for it in the Navy?
Well, I never. No, for radio. No, I was on the radio in communications when we were in Vietnam, but I didn't have. They just give you the microphone and say have at it.
Okay, that's what I figured. I didn't think there was anything else involved besides just being in the armed forces.
Nah, they don't care. I mean, we did have access, and I never used it. Some ham radio, that Mars stuff, but we never took advantage. I never took advantage of it. It just sounded like a lot of trouble to me, and I didn't want to talk to my girlfriend anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I didn't need her asking questions.
Yeah, I didn't know how that worked. I even talked to a guy one time out in California, out on the Pacific coast there. I don't know, it's been a little while now, but we were on HF. I think we were on 40. And he was on there getting a bunch of contacts one day, and I came across him, and I never did even ask that, see how that worked.
No, everything we did was we had it was actually it's being on a net with. In this case, there was 70 naval ships in the Gulf of Tonkin at one time, within earshot of each other on radio. And there was one ship, in this case it was an aircraft carrier, that was net control. So if you wanted to pass traffic, you had to go through net control. And it was that channel, that frequency was just constantly busy passing traffic, either between net control and a ship, or when he'd say, yeah, go ahead, go to whatever, another ship, go direct with them. But so every time he goes, that QSO, well, we didn't call him, ended, you'd have 7, 8 guys trying to break in at the same time. And so you'd be sitting there, and it was like the craziest thing in the world. And there's more to that story. But the fact is, it was hectic being on a net with 70 other operators.
Oh, yeah, I imagine that was a little bit overkill by a long shot. I don't even know if I'd want to be on that.
Well, you also felt a great deal of pressure not to screw up.
Oh, yeah, I can see that as well. Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and we had, I'll tell you the one, it was funny. It was funny at the time. There was a guy, I guess he was a radio man, because that's normally who mans the radios, but I happen to be in anyway, they just grabbed me to do that stuff. And he was a guy on an oiler, a ship oiler, for refueling purposes. And he'd get on there, and he had he had a speech impediment, and he sounded like Elmer Fudd. And whenever he talked, and he'd say Alpha Sierra, and he'd be calling, the ship's call sign was Alpha, just 2 letters. It was like a tactical call, Alpha Sierra. And he'd say, Alpha Sierra, this is no, I forget what his call sign was though, but it was like every time he got on there, somebody get on it and ask him about where's the wabbit,
He got his R's and his W's messed up. I used to work with a guy from Boston that talked like that.
Well, it was, and he says, it's not funny. He says, he would get upset. He goes, come on, guys, cut it out. It's not funny.
Oh yeah, he'd take offense to it because there was guys that would say it like he said it every time he said it. It was comical, but he kind of took it to heart.
Well, it's not good. It's not good. I could make fun of everybody in Boston. Are you kidding me?
That's exactly right.
And some people in Alabama too.
Yeah, you got that right too.
No, it's true of everywhere. Everywhere has a distinctive that gets exaggerated in some cases, and I just find it interesting. I really don't like to make fun of people doing that, because people who talk of a speech impediment, they can't help it.
No, that's exactly right. They cannot.
Anyway, anything else from that, Joel?
No, that'll be it for me. I'll see you on the next one. KO4OTB, back to Ned.
All right, is there anybody else out there willing to put up with the nonsense here? North, south, east, or west?
K4IDC, no nonsense.
Yeah, very good. How you doing, Robin?
I'm okay.
Everything?
Had a day at home, the house to myself. It's been glorious.
Oh, wow. Where did your princess go?
She's off taking art classes.
Oh, boy, art classes. Well, I guess it's better than meditation.
Right.
And going, well, yeah, I don't know. You got a big house to just sit there and keep it to yourself, I guess.
Yep. I got to go. I see smoke coming out of the power supply. K4IDC.
All right, very good. That's Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie burning up his power supply. Robin, he's down on the east side of Percy Priest Lake, 5 miles south of me. Anybody else out there? A smoking power supply. Don't hear that too often. I'll tell you something, I guess, some other time. There's a joke in there, but I'm not going to say it. Anybody else, any place, anywhere? Oh, I got no copy in it. Anybody copying that? Try it again, please. Now, the static's covering up your voice, so I can't even tell who it is.
KN4ERI relay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Kilo 4 whiskey. Kilo uniform.
Oh, it's Steve up there in north of Bowling Green. Very good. Really noisy, Steve. I'm sorry that I can't copy it. That time it was just a few squelch breaks. Didn't even come in as a solid noise, Anyway, Steve, I'm glad you're in there.
Yep, he said he can hear you. KN4ERI, and that was it.
Well, he's got a 5 or 6 element beam pointed south, so he's able to hear me pretty well. I just can't hear him on the vertical, which I really do need to put my beam back up, and I would be able to hear him. Anyway, that was Steve, and he's in Bowling, or north of Bowling Green. Kilo 4 Whiskey Kilo uniform. Anybody else? Because we're calling the dilly-dallers, spuddlers, landlubbers, sandbaggers, lollygaggers, lurkers, skulkers, slackers, lackeys, toadies, lackards, repeater, chunkers, shape-shifting lizard people, moon landing deniers, moon occupied by alien deniers, moon backside of the moon with foreigners mining the backside, flat earthers, flat earth deniers, the scanner listeners, SDR donglers, preppers, end-time survivalists, and the Bigfoot believers, which there shouldn't be any unbelievers. Okay, didn't rouse any thoughts there. I'm going to move over to 144.240 unless somebody says something. All right, 144.240 it is. I'll be there just in 1 second. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey on 144.240. Looking for check-ins. We'll start again from the south. Please come down. South or east? Southeast or north?
KN4 ERI.
Yeah, you sound just as good here as you do over on FM. Well, just a little bit different, but it's a good signal there. Eric, that's KN4 ERI in Goodlettsville. Who else is north?
Kilo Quebec 4, Oscar Mike India.
Yeah, you sound really good too, bro. I'll get it straight. Man. Daniel. Get my names all filed up. Kilo Quebec 4, Oscar Mike India, Daniel in Hendersonville. Who else is north? Hey, very good. You sound pretty good. Which antenna are you using over there now in the new digs? Yeah, it works fine. I got a full copy.
Alright, well, as long as you hear me, I guess that's all that really matters.
That's all. You're right. It is all that matters. I wish everybody was 60 over, but everybody's not a 60 over. Very good. That's Kevin, Kilo Golf 4, Mike India Zulu over in Smith County, just in the Lebanon zip code or whatever. Who else is north? North. Anybody copying something and I'm not? All right, over to the west.
AG4ILV.
Oh, man. We just need a ventriloquist, who can, well, I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but somebody who can just check in things that, just makes it sound like there's more people.
Yeah, crowd noise.
Yeah, that's right. Very good. That's Jack. Kilo Golf 4, India Lima Victor. Anybody else west or anywhere? And it's some slim pickings on the 2-meter upper sideband tonight. Only 5. I'm going to beg for more. Is that the last chance on getting 5? Going 5, going for 6. 6, 6, 6. Be like a, what do you call it? Like an auctioneer. Nope, that's all we get is 5 on sideband. We're going to move over to 50.135 then, unless I hear somebody.
Oh, I like the meme tonight.
Oh, you hadn't seen that before?
I hadn't seen that one.
Oh, yeah. I always thought that was funny. The woman in prison. What do you want for dinner? Last meal. I don't know. What do you want?
Perfect.
Oh, it is perfect. So whoever put that together was just great. I mean, it's... I wish I'd done that,
Exactly.
No, it was really good. Do you know, like 100 people tuned in? I don't know if they tuned in to our net necessarily, but they clicked on going into our net, looking at that last meme I put up. Little meme. I even forget what it was now. What the heck was it? Oh, it was the ship. It was the boat getting blown up.
Oh, that's right.
And, the Trump administration was going to blow up some people on 40 meters or 80 meters. Anyway, because I called them scofflaws. Nobody uses that term anymore.
Well, I'm surprised you two didn't take it down.
Oh, well, I didn't even use names, though. I didn't have to use the Trump's name or anything. I just said the administration, I think. Maybe I did say Trump. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Now we got the Department of War back. That wasn't used. That changed after World War II. Do you remember? Well, I know you don't remember, but I know you used what it used to be.
I'm your age, so I don't remember.
No, I just remember reading about it. You know, it was the Department of War. And I have some. It was actually back in World War I. It was called the Navy Department. Was called the Department of Navigation.
I didn't know that, but I do think it's a great idea to change it back to the Department of War because that's exactly what it is.
Ah, it should be the Department of Blowing Things Up.
I heard that was a energy-directed weapon from a drone or something, or a ship.
I don't know. I'd like to know what it was though, because it sure did happen in a flash. Didn't it?
Sure did.
Anyway, we're going to move over to 50.135. We'll see you there.
KD4GON.
Oh, very good. We got number 6 in there. KD4GON. What'd you do? Fall asleep?
No, I was getting tuned up on 6 and got to talking to, I can't remember his name, KL4 TV.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's that's funny. KO4. Yeah, you were talking. I got you. So you were talking to Joel, and you got your late check-in.
Yeah, all right.
Very good. We made it number 6, so that's good. Anyway, we'll see you over there in 6 meters. K4 PEW.
All right, KD4GON.
Alrighty, we're taking check-ins from 6 meters, which isn't going to be a big net tonight, but here we are. We're starting from any place, anywhere. Please come down. All right, really weak signal tonight, Jack. I'm glad I could hear and know your voices there, because that was Jack and Donaldson, KG4ILV. Who else? Whoever's out there, if you're calling, do it again, please. Ah, very good. Let's try. I can hear you real good. Not a great signal, but it's readable signal there, Eric. And Danny, try again. I thought I heard your voice in there. Yeah, I feel like it's. I can hear you talking. I can't understand what you're saying, but I can tell it's you. It's really low, and I got headphones on, so it was. It's an interesting that the signals aren't good today on 6 meters. Anybody else? Please come now. All right, we got Joel in there. He's got a good signal. KO4OTV from West Ashland City. Who else? KQ4OMI. Of course, that's Daniel in Hendersonville. Very good. Anybody else? Is anybody copying anything there? I hear voices in the wilderness out there, but I just can't understand what they're saying. All right, that may be it. We're going to move over to 220 then. 223-415. We'll see you there.